Welcome to Chronicles Draft Picks, break number 2 from DWD Cards. We're just going to wait a few moments and let everybody come into the room. I apologize for starting up a little bit late, but we will opportunity to get into the room. Just going to give it about 5 minutes to let everybody get in the room. Again, this is Chronicles Draft Picks, 3 megabox break. Break number 2 from DWD Cards on eBay. Okay, welcome to the live break, Chronicles Draft Picks, DWD Cards. This is eBay break number 2. This is for 3 mega boxes of Chronicles Draft Picks. Give you a look at the back. All right, we'll get started. Box number 1. There's all the packs. And here we go. Pack number 1. The first card is Carlos Basham Jr., Donruss. Second card is a Donruss Zach Wilson. Third card is a Legacy Rondale Moore. Next card is a Strata Justin Fields. Beautiful card. And the final card is a Spectrum Terrace Marshall Jr. Pack number 2. We have a Prestige Kyle Pitts. A Chronicles Amon-Ra St. Brown. A Legacy Justin Fields. An Illusions Kellen Mond. And an Optic rated rookie Kyle Pitts. Pack number 3. We have a Score, Elijah Moore. Prestige, Rondale Moore. A Legacy, Dylan Moses. An XR, Mac Jones. And a Flux, Zach Wilson. It's a nice card. I really like the look of this year's Flux. Really nice. Pack number 4. Start out with a Donruss, Kyle Trask. Next we have a Prestige, Sage Sherratt. A Legacy, Jamie Newman. An Illusions, Travis Etienne. And a Select, Dylan Moses. Next pack, we have a Chronicles, Kyle Pitts. We have a Chronicles Orange, Terrace Marshall Jr. A Legacy, Zach Wilson. A Recon, Justin Fields. And lastly, a Spectrum, Kadarius Toney. Next pack, we start out with a Score, Mac Jones. Second card is our autograph in the box, and that is Andre Sisco from Panini Threads. Next, we have a Legacy, Terrace Marshall Jr. Then we have an Orange Recon, Travis Etienne. And finally, we have an Optic Rated Rookie, Seth Williams. Next pack. We have a Donruss Quiddy Pay. A Score, Zach Wilson. A Legacy, Trevor Lawrence. A Spectra, Chatarius Atwell. And a Flux, Travis Etienne. This pack, we start off with a Prestige, Mac Jones. Next, we have a Chronicles, Mac Jones. Then we have a Legacy, Sam Ehlinger. We have an XR, Zach Wilson. And lastly, we have an Orange Silver Prism, Flux of Carlos Basham. Start this pack off with a Score, Kylan Hill. Next is a Donruss, Kyle Pitts. A Legacy, Najee Harris. And Illusions, Devonta Smith. And lastly, we have a Select, Rondale Moore. 3 more packs in box 1. This pack, we start off with a Donruss, Jalen Waddle. Next is a Prestige, Chris Evans. Then we have a Legacy, Trey Sermon. We have an Orange Strata, Devonta Smith. And finally, we have an Elijah Moore Spectrum. Next pack, we start out with a Chronicles, Kyle Trask. Next is a Prestige, Terrace Marshall Jr. Then we have a Legacy, Kyle Trask. A Recon, Caleb Farley. And lastly, we have an Optic rated rookie of Kellen Mond. Next pack starts out with a Score, Chuba Hubbard. We have a Donruss, Sean Wade. A Legacy, Michael Carter. A Strata, Javonte Williams. And the final card is an orange Spectrum Silver Prism of Tamarian Terry. Now we move on to box number 2. There's all the packs. Pack number 1 of box 2. And we start out with a Prestige, Kyle Trask. Second card is a Score, Rashad Bateman. Third card is a Legacy, Jamie Newman. Next is an Illusions, Patrick Surtain II. And lastly, we have a Spectrum, Rashad Bateman. Next pack in box 2. Start out with a Chronicles, Javonte Williams. Next up is a Score, Kyle Trask. And then we have a Legacy, Zach Wilson. Focus. And then we have an orange Strata, Jalen Waddle. And lastly, we have an Optic rated rookie of Javonte Williams. Next pack. We start out with a Donruss, Chuba Hubbard. Next up is a Donruss, Justin Fields. Next, we have a Legacy, Terrace Marshall Jr. A Recon, Najee Harris. And then Orange Flux, Trey Lance. Next pack up. We start out with a Larry Roundtree Prestige. Then a Chronicles, Jalen Waddle. A Legacy, Trevor Lawrence. A Strata, Jamar Chase. And the final card in that pack is a Select, Kyle Pitts. Next pack up. We start out with a Score, Trey Sermon. Next card is a Prestige, Tylan Wallace. And like a lot of the Prestige, this is kind of strange. I don't know if you can see this, but the printing is not on there properly. It was misprinted. You can see where it's supposed to be, but the ink is not all on there. Come on, Panini. Next up is a Legacy, Sam Ehlinger. And then we have an XR, Rashad Bateman. And lastly, we have a Spectrum, Tylan Wallace. Next pack. We start out with a Donruss Devonta Smith. Next card is our autograph out of the box, and that's going to be a Prestige Kelvin Joseph. Next, we have a Legacy Najee Harris. And that's a very nice card. We have an orange XR Trevor Lawrence. Congratulations, Jaguars. And the final card of that pack is an Amon-Ra St. Brown Optic Rated Rookie. Next pack up. We start out with a Chatarius Atwell Prestige. Next card is a Chronicles Orange Parallel, Seth Williams. Then we have a Legacy Trey Sermon. An Illusions Rondale Moore. And finally, we have a Flux Najee Harris. Nice card, Steelers. Next pack, we start out with a Chronicles Jamie Newman. Then we have a Score Jalen Waddle. A Legacy Kyle Trask. A Recon Jamar Chase. And the final is a Spectrum Silver Prism Elijah Moore. Congratulations, Jets. Next pack, we start off with a Donruss Caleb Farley. Then we have a Score Justin Fields. A Legacy Michael Carter. A Strata Elijah Moore. And lastly, we have a Select Terrace Marshall Jr. 3 more packs to go in box 2. We start out with a Prestige Tamarian Terry. Chronicles Elijah Moore. We have a Legacy Kyle Pitts. Next up is an Illusions Orange Parallel Trey Lance. Congratulations, Niners. And the last card is a Rondale Moore Spectrum. 2 more packs in box number 2. The first card is a Score Rondale Moore. Second card is a Donruss Najee Harris. Then we have a Legacy Devonta Smith. Next is an XR Jalen Waddle. And the last card is an Optic Rated Rookie of Patrick Surtain II. Last pack in box 2. And we start out with a Donruss Azeez Ojulari. We have a Prestige Jalen Waddle. A Legacy Chuba Hubbard. And Illusions Mac Jones. Congratulations, Patriots. And the final card of box number 2 is an Orange Parallel Silver Prism Flux of Azeez Ojulari. And on to box number 3. There are the packs. Pack 1. And we start out with a Score Elijah Moore. Next, we have a Chronicles Orange Parallel Rashad Bateman. After that, we have a Legacy Rondale Moore. And Illusions Rashad Bateman. And lastly, we have a Select Elijah Moore. Start this pack off with a Donruss Kyle Trask. Next up is a Prestige Sage Surratt. A Legacy Justin Fields. A Spectra Orange Javonte Williams. And there we go. We have a Spectrum Trevor Lawrence. Congratulations, Jaguars. Nice card. Next up, we have a Chronicles Kyle Pitts. After that, we have a Score Terrace Marshall Jr. Then we have a Legacy Dylan Moses. We have a Recon Trey Lance. That is a really cool looking card. And lastly, we have an Optic Rated Rookie of Devontae Smith. Next pack. We start out with a Donruss Mac Jones. The second card is a Prestige Chris Evans. Then we have a Legacy Jamie Newman. A Strata Trey Sermon. And lastly, we have a Flux of Javonte Williams. Start this pack out with a Donruss Kwity Paye. Follow that up with a Donruss Trey Lance. A Legacy Zach Wilson. An XR Jamar Chase. And a Select Jalen Waddle. Next pack up, we start out with a Prestige Mac Jones. Next card is our autograph, which is a Panini Threads Rookie Signatures, Quentin Morris. Next card is a Legacy Terrace Marshall Jr. Then an XR Chris Evans. And lastly, a Spectrum Kyle Trask. Next pack, we have a Rondale Moore Score. A Donruss Javonte Williams. A Legacy Kadarius Toney. An XR Justin Fields, beautiful card. Congratulations, Bears. And we end that pack with a Spectrum Kyle Pitts. Next pack. We start this pack out with a Donruss Azeez Ojulari. Next is a Prestige Jalen Waddle. Then we have a Legacy Jalen Waddle. Then we have an Orange Parallel XR Tylan Wallace. And lastly, we have a Donruss Optic Rated Rookie of Elijah Moore. Next pack up, we have a Chronicles Devonta Smith. We have a Prestige Rashad Bateman. We have a Legacy Javian Hawkins. We have an Illusions Zach Wilson. Very nice card. Congratulations, Jets. And the last card is a Flux Mac Jones. Congratulations, Patriots. Nice card. We have 3 packs left in box 3. We start this pack out with a Score Ian Book. Next card is a Donruss of Micah Parsons. Next up, we have a Legacy Javonte Williams. Then we have a Recon Greg Rousseau. And then back here, oh, boom, nice hit. We have a Select Silver Prism Orange Parallel of Trey Lance. Congratulations, 49ers. Very nice hit. Next pack up, we have a Prestige Elijah Moore. We have a Chronicles Orange Parallel of Travis Etienne. Nice color match. We have a Legacy Jamar Chase. We have a Strata Chuba Hubbard. And then lastly, we have a Select Rashad Bateman. And the final pack of box 3 and the 3-box break. We start out with a Chronicles Chuba Hubbard. A Score Devonta Smith. A Legacy Rondale Moore. An Orange Parallel Illusions Kenneth Gainwell. And last is a Spectrum Terrace Marshall Jr. I'd just like to take a moment to thank everyone for joining the break. Again, this was break number 2 of Chronicles Draft Picks, 3 mega boxes from DWD Cards on eBay. If you have any interest in the future, we are planning on running a couple more breaks in the next week. We have a mixer break of 4 mega boxes of Chronicles Draft Picks, along with 10 blasters that will be listed in the coming days, as well as 2 6 mega box breaks of Prestige Football 2021. So again, thank you very much for joining the break. We'll get your cards packaged and out to you tomorrow, and have a great night.